Welcome to a super duper exciting edition of Inside Media Weekly. I'm Ryan Boni. I'm joined yet again by Kevin Bastos.
I was just going for
here.
duper exciting.
Super exciting.
Not super duper.
Justin Pinto is here. It's the All Emmys edition of Inside Media Weekly.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
I did
We'll
watch a show.
I was going to say, apparently I was in like a small select group that actually watched some of the
Wow.
Emmys.
We'll get to that
Turn
story.
it over to you.
In
Wow.
a minute, yeah. But
Story.
first,
Someone watched the Emmys.
the Sea Otters are doing something.
There are. This is groundbreaking.
They were just
there was three.
spraying out the
Look at this.
the exhibit,
There's three.
and now there's...
There were people on
I feel like we're at
it.
a different angle. Have we changed our viewpoint?
Yeah, it moves around a little bit, but yeah. Wow.
Exciting stuff.
This is...
Yes.
Speaking of exciting stuff,
It's not the Emmys.
But I was thinking back to all
Yes.
the things we used to lead with.
oh,
Which
is
is worse?
No, well,
I have to bring
which is
that back.
worse? That's
Still on the...
yeah, it is on the
still
agenda. We don't get down to it. But all of the remember what was like the one thing we went to for 1 week and then they closed it down.
Oh, yes.
There was
We did
We
the
had the
condor cam at once, and
There
then we
was
did
the
the
giraffe.
sharks, and then we did when the baby giraffe was being born.
I don't know how that
But
goes.
we come back to the sea otters every time.
People are in.
Oh, the people!
I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh, we're zooming. Whoa! Fast zoom. They're coming out.
We have four.
Holy smokes!
There's
Now,
lots of
she's
excitement
wearing
going
one
on.
glove, just the left glove.
Just in case.
It's like Michael Jackson.
Just in case.
Why wear one at all then?
Right.
It doesn't look like
That's
was it
what
a
I'm
fashion
thinking.
statement?
Well, I was like, maybe she's holding it and then she threw something from both hands in there. So I don't know.
Well, otters are known to attack only one hand. So
just the
I
left
understand.
hand.
Yes. Got to be prepared for that. So I was wrong.
About the box
Write it
office?
down, everyone. Stop, everyone. Write it down. Boni was wrong.
So
I did look that up Sunday.
So
I was like,
let me explain. This past weekend, the box office.
oh, an excuse.
I kind of figured, and I don't mean for this to sound like I'm making generalizations or stereotypes. However, I kind of thought the Rambo audience would probably skew a little male, and I thought Downton Abbey would skew a little female, and I thought maybe Ad Astra would just kind of fly in there in the middle, be
Keep everybody happy?
be the compromise movie. Well, no, Downton Abbey crushed. And actually, I was reading Downton Abbey was about 75% female audience, but obviously in early September or late September, it doesn't take a whole lot of money necessarily to win the weekend. But Downton Abbey did come up with $31 million this weekend, which is a pretty impressive. And also, I believe they said it was Focus Entertainment's highest opening weekend ever. And then Ad Astra and Rambo duking out for number 2, but you notice Chapter 2 and Hustlers was right up behind them as well.
That's a lot more money than I thought would be spent at the box office this weekend.
Yes. I actually read a Sylvester Stallone abuse of Rambo Last Blood, saying it was just a terrible film. It's not good at all.
We are on Rambo 5, right?
I don't know if it's 4 or
the
5.
Last Blood.
I'm not sure.
There was three classics. Then there was Rambo.
Classic might be an exciting.
Well, they're older. They're the 80s.
Okay.
Everything in the 80s is a classic now.
Have you watched Rambo 3?
No.
Okay.
I don't really have a need to.
I don't think I've made it all the way through the first one.
Rambo First Blood.
Correct.
Or just First Blood. I think it was just called First Blood.
And then the second was Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is very. It's like Hot Shots.
We need a.
So yes, we had First Blood was 1982. Then we had Rambo First Blood Part 2, 1985. Rambo 3 was 1988. Then there was the giant gap, Rambo 2008, and Rambo Last Blood, of course, this year.
And we have another big break. I mean, that's another 11-year gap in there.
And I'm assuming with the words Last Blood, is that the end?
No.
No. He did.
The truck of money gets big
and
enough.
Con, I guess,
He's
Sylvester
back in.
Stallone
Or
did say,
the debt gets high enough. He's back in.
I think he's just finding a movie here who wants to make a Rambo
I think
movie.
there were things that Antonio Brown would not do 3 weeks ago for money that I'm assuming he would consider now.
Perhaps.
So-
I don't think it's the dump truck of money for the actors. I think it's a studio who wants to bankroll.
Yes. Right.
I mean, I think, you know,
Sylvester Stallone will get paid for nearly anything.
he's been doing the same movies for a while.
I gotta say, finally saw Creed 2. Liked it.
You said the first one was fantastic.
Oh, it was brilliant. Second one was pretty good, but the first one was brilliant.
Like he's been reinventing a lot of things. And
Like Rocky 5 good? Or like...
Don't even talk like that.
what about Rocky Balboa? Good.
It was in that level. Like,
Yeah.
have you seen Rocky Balboa?
Yes.
You did?
In the theater. I did see Rocky Balboa.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Much better than the fifth one.
The fifth one,
bad.
A little maligned.
It's
yeah,
terrible.
It's
Fine,
it's
it's
got
awful.
it's
Awful.
it's got its moments.
1 and 2 are very good. 3 is more cartoony, campy. 4 is a little too much. 5 is...
I appreciated.
What's the one with the robot butler?
That would be 4.
Yeah.
I appreciated that 5 though. After getting bigger and more outrageous, it went a totally different direction. It's just
Went
to
an
have a
awful
hype around
direction
it.
instead.
To have a hype around a street fight is just kind of a bizarre premise for the film.
How many actors played his son now? 4?
It's something like that.
All right.
So, but Sylvester Stallone did say if Rambo: Last Blood was successful, I don't know, is $18 million. I mean, it's a $50 million budget, so.
If he's already coming out and saying how bad it is,
Well,
not successful.
But he
He didn't say it was bad. He said if it was successful.
that they would come back around to do a 5th film.
I think
or
he's
a 6th
trying to
film.
encourage people to go see it so they would get more Rocky or more Rambo.
He said it was a disaster.
He did?
Yes.
Oh, well then.
Yes.
I stand
The
corrected.
interview said the film was a disaster.
I stand corrected.
But my
he
favorite,
would know. I was not there.
I wasn't either.
My favorite line from the Wikipedia does say, in September 2019, Stallone confirmed that he has plans for a prequel to the series. Although he would not reprise the title role, he would like to explore who Rambo was before the war.
Mail carrier?
Well, I was just trying to think. It seems to me that the entirety of the series really is about the effects of war on Mr. Rambo. I think that to go back previous is kind of an odd. You're taking away all that is Rambo.
Well, maybe there's some intrigue, like Better Call Saul. You know, we didn't know we needed it, but now we need it.
Truth. Yeah, it's brilliant stuff.
Speaking of brilliant, and by the way, this weekend we have a Abominable coming out. You all right?
Yeah,
okay?
Camera's,
Getting in the camera line?
Getting a
We all
unique
good?
angle
Okay.
here. I'm just
Moving
trying
around.
to...
Down Abbey gave you a hold off
Slide the
Abominable.
reins.
We can talk about that, I guess, towards the end. Of the...
Probably not.
And-
I didn't hold off. We can talk about it.
Yeah, we'll put that in the hopper for later.
All right.
Abominable later.
I
So,
haven't seen many commercials for it.
No.
They're accurate.
so
But the sad thing is, those dollar signs, you could take 8 of them and put them on Jerry Seinfeld, and then
Nothing
cut
for
the
everybody else.
bottom off of one of them and split it between the other 3.
Well, George has cent signs on his eyes.
true. Well played.
No, I think he's getting the cent signs too.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I mean, of this millions that they're getting, Jerry is getting, to say the lion's share is too small a way to put it. How much would you guess that each of the other 3 actors gets?
Will we ever know?
No.
Well, they negotiated right when they were doing the box sets. They wanted to be paid to do commentary and interviews and
of
stuff
course.
like that, and that had never been done before. But where this story is starting from, let's go back. So, Netflix is in the process of renegotiating some of their contracts, stuff like that. And they've just recently announced that they lost The Office and Friends, both going to be leaving Netflix, which has caused kind of this whirlwind of things happening.
Which I find amazing.
What?
This they getting rid of Friends? Cancel my Netflix.
No. This
how many
20-year-old
pounds-
show that's been available pretty much for pennies on the dollar for
How
20
can
years on
people-
Amazon. I'm going to keep paying $14 a month just for that.
Yeah, the only reason I have is Friends. It's the only reason I have Netflix. It's Friends. All I do is watch is Friends. When you buy the box set,
We've been going ape crazy lately, watching things on Prime and Netflix. Started watching Sneaky Pete. Great.
Nice.
Great. But, yeah, I can't see myself.
You can't watch
No.
sitcoms.
No, and my guess is, again, I'm throwing this out there. I have no data for it, most of the people who are watching the Friends and Office are not the purchasers of the Netflix accounts.
Wait, what? You're saying people share Netflix?
No,
accounts?
let's say, for example, my child who
right.
watches Office
Is
and
not the subscriber.
right, she's in my house. She is not purchasing anything. She just, here it's for free. I'll watch it. So,
So get your scorecards out. This is what's happened so far in the just even the last couple of weeks. So Netflix purchased Seinfeld distribution for more than $500 million starting in 2021.
yeah, they don't even get it for over a year.
We have to wait a year, yes. Well, you got to let the other contract expire.
Yeah, the Netflix one expires in 2020, so starting 2021. What I find interesting about the Seinfeld one is Seinfeld was created by Castle Rock. Castle Rock is owned by Warner Brothers, and Warner got outbid for their own property. I just think that's great. So, so 500
Do you even have to
million
bid your own property? Can't just use it where you want?
You would think.
Like,
What does Warner own of a streaming service?
Well,
HBO Max is
HBO
good.
Max is
there's
coming, and that's actually one of the things on here is NBC Universal got The Office for about $500 million, and then Warner Media just bought Friends for $425 million. So it will be on HBO Max when it launches next year, and then huge Big Bang Theory and Two and a Half Men, first time ever streaming. The two Chuck Lorre programs also going to Warner Media for over $1 billion.
Great.
So if we figure the math out,
And this is just people putting money in each other's pockets.
Yeah.
I mean, it's people standing in a circle and taking money out of my pocket and put it in yours.
I don't know. Yeah. I think I'm just going to stick. I think I'm going back to buying stuff. I'm just going to have stuff on a bookshelf.
Listen,
Then I know I have it. I don't have to remember what service is it on,
There
who's
are-
got what.
there are certain things that I wanted to own that I have. There's a lot of things I have that I haven't watched. But I just was like, you know what, I really want this. Like Homicide. Never streamed on anything, never going to, because it doesn't have any closed captioning. So they won't put it out on anything.
Can't they just do that now?
They can, but you'd have to pay someone to caption all of it, make sure it's accurate, put it on there, and then stream it.
Don't they have scripts somewhere? Like,
I'm sure.
All right.
The cost or value or whatever,
I mean,
to go back and
crazy.
do that for a show that no one really is showing a demand for anyway. It's never streamed anywhere.
You have it. You have it.
Yeah, but I don't have the rights to broadcast it.
No, I didn't say you were going to
Private
show it,
and
but people
non-commercial
want it.
use.
People bought it.
I understand.
Interesting.
sell captioning services.
Can't you just say it's not closed captioned?
You can't broadcast it anymore.
Is Netflix considered broadcasting?
Yes.
Interesting. So, so none of these titles are going to get you to move. And this is the frustration we've been watching happen is that obviously these titles aren't necessary. I mean, they might be something important to somebody individually, but we're going to start seeing more and more of this turnover of these programs and where they're going to end up.
As long as you got something new, like I'm in the boat right now. I don't know where you guys are. Again, Boni, we were talking about this earlier. I have Netflix and I have Prime, and I'm going to tap those out until I can't find anything else. And then when it comes to a point where I can't find anything else, then I'll start looking somewhere. But right now, there's plenty of built-up stuff that I haven't watched. I mean, you're talking about Disney. I don't think I'm going to do Disney.
Mandalorian.
I know.
So,
I didn't buy or watch any of Game of Thrones until the last season. The last season was the first time I bought HBO. I just waited till they came out in Blu-ray, watched them then, and that was just fine.
as we talked about all these things are popping up here. Disney Plus has just opened pre-orders up. Interesting that they got smart because some of these services have 30-day free trials. They said, nah, 7 days because they know people would sign up, watch everything they need to watch in the 30 days with free trials, and then get out of them. So Disney Plus is going to be $6.99 a month. They're going to have, according to this article, 500 movies and 7,500 TV shows available. So you're saying no interest.
I own the ones I want to watch. I'm going to buy the ones I want to watch. I mean, again, Mandalorian, I'm interested, but I'm not going to jump in and sign up. I mean, if it's good enough, I'll probably buy it. If it's not, then I'll wait until I can buy it
There's
cheap.
also the Diego Luna one, and there's also going to be the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. You're going to have 3 Star Wars series.
I think I'll be okay.
And Wanda and Vision.
I think I'm okay. I know. I still haven't watched
Netflix Marvel stuff.
Yeah, well, I did make it through again season 1 of Daredevil, but stopped again, so I haven't made it through that.
So obviously everything from Captain Marvel on is going to be strictly going to Disney Plus. So Avengers Endgame, and then we talk. Throughout the year, you're going to have Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker, Frozen 2, which I don't know if you guys have been following these Frozen trailers.
I have not.
I did read something
Okay.
comparing it to an X-Men film.
That's interesting.
Of all things, they said kid you not, they said the setup of the trailer is much like an X-Men film, and I was like, oh, and I didn't go any further with that.
The trailers are very dark of Frozen 2, and I get probably from a marketing standpoint it makes sense that the kids that loved Frozen 6 years ago, 6 years now I think out, are now 6 years older, and so they're probably going to want something that's a little more.
I think they're probably going to want not
and
Frozen.
they may not want this.
I think they
I
missed
don't know.
it by about a year and a half, 2 years.
So
They hyped it up soon. Like, when is it supposed to be coming? Is it Christmas of this year?
November 22nd, something like that.
Ugh.
it's just
missed it.
2 months away here.
I think again, I'm sure it'll make a mint of money, but it would have made more 2 years ago.
Maybe even 3.
Yeah.
The closer you are to the huge success, I think the better off.
They did
When
not
something
know.
like ages out.
I can remember when we were talking about that coming out, and we were like, I don't know what's going to be, and we sort of brushed by it.
Live action Aladdin made $1 billion, which I
No
don't think
one
anybody
was
ever
saying
said.
that.
They said, we need a live action Aladdin.
Well, how many live action Disney movies have we had this year?
3,
4?
Dumbo, Aladdin, Lion King.
Thought there was something else.
Mulan's coming.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
I don't think there's anything else. 101 Dalmatians coming.
Again?
Live action? Another
Yes.
one, right? Isn't there another one?
Glenn Close. There was 101 and 102 Dalmatians.
This one's a different one, I think.
So we're remaking
I
the
thought
live
it was
action
103.
101
Maybe I'm misremembering.
Dalmatians
You
again.
might be right.
I'm sure it'll come back. It all comes back.
Oh,
Who are we
my.
kidding?
So
That's
he-
a long time ago, too. That's,
That was in the 90s, wasn't it?
I was going to say that maybe 20 years ago.
Well, if it's in the 90s, it's 20 years ago.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. I'm old.
all right, here
I
we
graduated
go.
high school 20 years ago.
By the way, Disney Plus.
More than 20 years ago.
No, this is my 20th.
99?
I graduated in 2019. I'm in my 20th
You
year.
graduated in
I started high
99?
school. No, I graduated in 2000.
Okay.
So I started high school 20 years ago.
Got it.
Now I'm just living the 20th year right now.
Got it.
Amazing. All right, I'm going to give you the real quick rundown of what's available day one of Disney Plus.
Okay.
Ooh.
See if I can
Write it
see
down.
All
Ready?
7,500 episodes.
movies.
Here we go.
Go.
Now.
Captain Marvel, Iron Man 3,
And where's 2?
and Thor:
Great.
Dark
It's
World
brilliant.
will be there at launch.
Thank
Thor:
goodness.
The Dark World. Yes.
Avengers Endgame will be coming in December. Day one, you're going to have
How many of these movies do I own?
All of them.
100% right now.
how many times did you watch Iron Man 3? Is the question.
3. But I don't need to get it on Disney Plus because I'm going to have it at my house.
Think about how simple it is just to just stream it. You don't have to get the disc out. Just stream. Done.
Sadly, I got to buy a new Blu-ray player. Mine's dying.
They're cheap now. They're nice though.
Where?
I got a good Wi-Fi one for less than $100.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to spend $60.
I might have been. I'll look at what I have. I
All
like
right.
it.
All Star Wars movies from the first 2 trilogies, Phantom Menace,
Own 'em.
Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, New Hope, and
Got
Empire
it.
Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi,
Yes.
as well as Force Awakens and Rogue One.
Got them. Own 'em.
It will have all the Pixar
100%.
movies except for Toy Story 4.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Which
Which is
is-
the one Pixar movie. No, I'm sorry. I don't own The Good Dinosaur. And I don't think if I had Disney Plus, I would stream that.
On day one, original shows, Mandalorian, Forky asks
There you
a
go.
question.
Forky.
Forky asks a question.
Yes.
Capitalizing on Toy
There's gonna
Story.
be-
$7 a month for
Apparently there's
Forky
gonna be-
asks a
There's going to
question.
be 10 shorts with Forky. Exploring
So I have an
questions like
aching
what is
for.
love, what is time, and what is cheese, according to this. I don't know if that's true or not.
What is love? What is time? What is cheese?
Someone, I must watch Forky
asks
What
the
is
question.
Cheese?
I was asked yesterday. Mrs. Pinto gave me a list yesterday. She said, which of these do you think is the best deal? Should we pay for 3 years of Disney Plus up front? Save $40. I was like, well, that seems like the best deal then, but do you really want to spend that much money? up front.
that long.
Well, she's in a big Disney phase right now.
I understand.
Big Disney phase.
We are not.
You got Spark Shorts. You're also going to have
perfect.
Marvel's Hero Project, which is a
Spark.
reality series looking at positive change. So what's that? Spark Shorts.
What are Spark Shorts?
That would be Pixar Animation Studios short film series.
I think I own those.
Marvel's Hero Project, like I said, it's a reality series looking at
I don't own that.
real life superheroes.
Real
People
life.
who-
I will
young
not
people
watch
who are
that.
making a difference in their community.
0% chance.
You have High School Musical, the series, which is a fantastic title.
Wait, was that the terrible television show that was out for like 4 months?
No, the High School Musical was like a made-for-TV Disney movie.
No, I watched 1, 2, and 3. We saw 3 in the theater the day it premiered.
Ooh.
At a drive-in movie.
Nice.
But there was a really terrible television show that came out afterward. It was like a spin-off kind of thing, and it lasted for like 7 episodes or something.
Well, this
awful.
is also going to be a reality series apparently that is following
Wow.
the students at real life East High, where the original movie was filmed, and they're getting ready to do their version of High School Musical, and it's the lead up to them getting ready to perform.
This is not. I'm
$7.
getting more secure in my not buying of Disney.
Encore, that's a Kristen Bell executive produced reality series.
Nope.
Former castmates of High School Musical recreate their original performance
Oh my.
with the help of Broadway's best talent.
We've found the washed up actors who
Imagineering Story,
who peaked in High School Musical.
The World According to Jeff Goldblum, and then
Oh,
Day One original movies.
That could be interesting.
We've got the reboot of Lady and the Tramp, live action. And then
Don't need that.
they talk about, they begin then to list some of the stuff that's going to come in the first year: Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, Black Panther, Captain America Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man 2, Thor Ragnarok,
Get away from it, too.
Last Jedi, Solo, Rise of
Rights are
Skywalker.
tied up
Terrible.
on USA.
Terrible.
We also have The Falcon and Winter Soldier, Marvel 616, 616, Lamp Life, Monsters at Work, Star Wars Clone Wars. All right,
Sounds
this
like a
isn't
winner.
as exciting
Yeah,
as I thought.
I have plenty of stuff I own that I haven't yet watched that I would watch first.
The Phineas and Ferb movie will be coming.
That I have an interest in.
Okay.
That I actually.
We've got one. We've got
That,
Mr. Bastos
Phineas
on
and
one
Ferb.
thing.
I love Phineas and Ferb. That was the most brilliant show.
Well, here's the official list of day one. A Goofy movie. There you go. 101
I
Dalmatians.
think we have it on
Bugs
VHS.
Life. Extremely good.
Do you have a VCR?
Yes,
Does it function?
we have 2 of them.
They work?
I'm hoping one still does.
The Rocketeer is going to be available as well.
The
I
Rocketeer.
still haven't watched that.
I saw that in the theater too.
Wow,
months ago.
Bonnie. Black Cauldron saw it in the
Black
theater, right?
Cauldron. That's not listed as one of them, unfortunately.
Son
so.
of a
Although they said everything is
Biscuit.
going to come out, we'll have to see if Song of the
liars.
South makes
Song of the South, I've heard, is not coming.
an appearance.
Never.
But we can't forget too Disney purchase of Fox. So there's talk that stuff like
X-Men.
Avatar and things and X-Men and things will also
I saw,
kind of.
I did see on the Emmys one thing that did make me happy. The show Gotham has ended.
I'd heard that.
I did not know.
You didn't know?
I quit watching it. I fell behind. I was missing an episode, and man, was it a hard watch.
Okay.
But I heard it was over, and I thought to myself, thankfully, now if I ever do watch it, there's only like 5 seasons and not 10.
We got to a point where we're finally abandoning television shows we don't like.
It becomes tough because you're so invested.
Well,
You've
it
done
wasn't. I was invested. I was like, we got to watch this to the end. I'm sure this is the last season. Okay, no. I'm sure they can't keep going on with Hawaii 5-0. Oh, they have another. Oh. So I finally.
See, you're helping. You're everyone. Everyone's out there going, all right, well, this has got to be the last. We'll do it. And they're like, oh, the ratings are still pretty solid. Let's bring back another season. And everybody groans together.
Yeah, I gave up on
Just one more.
6-7 shows. Felt good. Cathartic.
Speaking of cathartic, real quick before the show runs out of time here soon, we were going to talk about this last week. We ran out of time.
Yeah, we're almost out of time.
Every James Cameron movie ranked. They did at Cinema Blend.
I think it's a big tie. Of
So, do you agree with this list? Number 8 is Piranha 2: The Spawning. Number 7 is Avatar. 6 is True Lies, which I'd put a little higher
Alright.
myself. The Abyss at 5.
I don't like The Abyss.
Titanic at 4.
Titanic's got to go the other way.
Terminator at 3.
Okay.
Aliens at 2. And Terminator 2. I don't. Aliens would be a lot lower for me.
It's an action movie.
It's just
It's not a sci-fi. It's not as good as Alien.
it doesn't even.
I saw that in the theater.
It's totally different. Aliens and Alien might as well be different movies.
Yeah.
Might as well be
Different
from a different
franchise.
sequence.
Yes.
Series, yeah.
Well, scroll down after. Okay, what would you put? Okay, that one, yeah.
That movie's really good.
I like The Terminator, though. I think more than I like Aliens.
Okay.
So probably put T2 first, and then maybe Terminator second. What else you got out there?
And I like True Lies, although that
I'd
is
put
not
True
aged
Lies
well.
next. Yeah. It was a product of its time.
And you have.
And then
Titanic.
I'd put Aliens after, and then Titanic.
Okay.
Abyss, I don't like.
I used to
I think
when
I
I was
fell
younger.
asleep.
Well, I remember I haven't watched The Abyss in say over 20 years.
I think I put Abyss.
I haven't
number
watched it
7.
since high school. But when I was in high school, it was like on HBO
All the
time, and it was like I would watch it all of the time, and I thought it was awesome at like age 14. Now would I like it probably now? Probably not.
I've not seen Piranha 2: The Spawning.
I have not either. I can't imagine. I think that's probably right where it should be.
And obviously Piranha 2: The Spawning has kind of a questionable James Cameron involvement because he was brought in late and then they took
Don't
the film
forget
from
the extra
him, they
burden having to
recut
stay
it.
aligned with all the stuff that it's done.
I mean, obviously there was a Piranha 1, I would assume.
Yes.
So you can't really just
I
throw
think
that
they
out.
went to like 5 or something. There was
Is it
one.
like, what was that movie?
There was a really salacious
Tremors?
one.
Was there like Tremors? Was
Yeah,
like that?
it
Like
kept
Tremors
going.
1 that came out, and it was like Kevin
Half the
Bacon.
cast quit, and they're like, "Let's do Tremors 8." And I'm like, "What?" I think there was like a crossover, like bad '80s drama,
Yes.
not real drama, more for something else. Piranha movie with.
So I'm looking at Tremors 6. It's a direct-to-video.
Oh my!
I
I
thought
can't
somebody
imagine
came back
why.
for one of them. We're out of time on this edition of Inside Media Weekly. So, Abominable. How's
Is
it
the only
going
one
to do?
coming out this week?
But we
wide
didn't even
release,
talk about
right?
the Emmys. It's so important.
Oh man!
Less than 7 million people
Snap.
watching.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was the lowest rated Emmys of all time.
It's Abominable. It's,
Do you think the award was given as a over the whole series Game of Thrones?
I would think so because it was not a great season.
No.
I haven't watched every drama on TV, but I have to imagine something was better than Game of Thrones season 7.
Yeah.
That's like Return of the King Oscar.
Yes.
But see, the thing was this: Lord of the Rings had never won.
But except Return of the King was not a bad movie. No. It was good.
I don't
just
want to say
wasn't
this
good
season
enough.
wasn't bad. This season just was not what I wanted at all. Like so
wasn't.
many people, but I just.
I don't think it was good
But
enough to be
Game of Thrones had
nominated.
won before. Like
Yes.
it was clearly like if it had never won, fine. You waited.
well, speaking of waiting, you have to wait till next week.
Yeah.
The next edition of Inside Media Weekly. We got Abominable coming out this weekend, and then the next weekend's Joker. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Gotta go see it.
So join us next week for the next edition of Inside Media Weekly. Thanks for joining us.